You held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Now, it is tough to try to rank our favorite reactions to last night's CNN town hall with President Trump, but we're sure going to try. So we're going to have a little fun and count down our top three kind of Sports Center style. All right, let's start with number 3. A post-town hall focus group didn't quite go as planned for CNN.
Does it bother you that he keeps talking about 2020 and not 2024? How do you feel about those lies?
You guys asked him the first question at the town hall about the 2020 election rather than current stuff.
So don't you think he could say it's time for me to start talking about 2024 and not lies that aren't true?
Couldn't the media ask him a question about 2024?
That is kind of true, bro. And it's crazy how, like, I mean, that's their job. You can't really get too mad, but, bro, we're trying to bait them to answer questions in a specific way. What's the point of even having a panel of people if you're just going to try to bait them to answer questions in the way you want them to answer it? Like, bro, you might as well just hire actors at that point. Yeah, go hire some CNN actors. Nobody would know. Like, you get real people and you're mad that they have real opinions? Come on now.
Now, I almost Kamala cackled at that one. Surprise, most voters are smarter than CNN. All right, coming in at number 2, MSNBC's struggle to come to terms with the fact that another network actually hosted a town hall with a former president.
Truly stomach-turning. The hurricane of lies is almost difficult to annotate.
It was a shameful and disgraceful thing to see, but I think that he is running on an explicitly authoritarian program.
I think it was a profoundly irresponsible decision. It was shameful.
The thing that gave me an actual feeling like I'd been punched in the stomach were the reports of the crowd. The treatment of the moderator.
So because the crowd supported Donald Trump, it felt like somebody got their fist and punched you in the stomach. Are you delusional? Like, that's a crazy statement to make, bro. That's a crazy statement. It's no way your disdain for Donald Trump is so strong that because the crowd liked him, it felt like somebody gut punched you. Come on, man. That's not even a realistic statement.
By Trump was in every classical description. We don't really often apply it to politics. Abusive.
Abusive would be having to watch liberal mom Chardonnay Hour each afternoon on MSNBC. And last but not least, our number 1, courtesy of the imbecilic talking pompadour and namesake of Morning Joe.
No surprises, and yet it was a disgraceful performance. I can't believe I'm going to use catastrophizing language here.
Bro said it was a catastrophe, bro. This is hilarious, man. Like, people are really in shock. And I need to see this interview, bro. Like, I need to see when the crowd cheers, bro. It's gonna be later in this video, I believe, but I need to see this, man. Cause what they're describing, they're like saying, nah, man, this is it's like the world is ending. Like, I can't believe this, man. Like, my life is ruined. My life is over. Nah. But all jokes aside, man, that is crazy.
But it was disgraceful on every level. What I saw last night, at least, was as chilling as anything I've seen on television since January the 6th.
That 3/4 zip almost just came flying right off of him. He was so upset. Joining me now, Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, Fox News contributor, author of the new book, March to the Majority. Newt, the freak out and the long faces. I mean, I've got to say, my kids and I sometimes watch some of these shows in the morning before they go to school. We were...
Sometimes when I'm learning about, politics and stuff, it's like... My bad, y'all. It's like a lot of people dislike Trump more than they'll ever like the good that he can do. And what I mean by that is that it seems that it doesn't matter what benefits he would have as president. I think some people, from what I'm hearing, no matter what, they'll just hate him. And it kind of sucks because it's like you're putting your hatred over him. I mean, your hatred for him over any type of good that he can do. So why would I trust you? Like, you're basically telling me that you'd rather a worse president, and I'm not saying Biden is worse because I don't know what Biden has done for real, but you'd rather a worse situation than having him win and do good. Like, you don't think that's a little insane? That level of hatred is just not normal, bruh. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Screaming, laughing this morning because, like, my 12-year-old's like, well, everyone looks so upset. Like, why are people so upset? I said, because Trump did really well at this town hall, and then he just said, when's breakfast? Newt, what about this?
Well, look, I mean, Charles Dickens wrote A Tale of Two Cities. Someday somebody's going to write A Tale of Two Countries. What you have on the left is a group of fantasizers who thought that the Russian hoax was real. They thought that the intelligence community attack on the Hunter Biden laptop was real. You go down the list. Every time they turn around, they know Trump is bad. They wake up in the morning chanting Trump is bad. They go to bed at night chanting Trump is bad. And they're shocked to find...
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm not even going to lie to y'all, bro. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought Trump was the worst person on earth at one point. Like, I'm not even going to cap. Like, I thought he was, like, super villain, craziness level, terrible. Like, a world threat, terrible. The more I do these videos, I'm learning that he's human. He's more human. Like, I didn't even look at him as a human for real. I looked at him as like, oh, he's the worst. But it's like, that's how I see that. That's how I see them looking at him. Then when they talk about him, it's like, they don't really look at him as like a person. They look at him as like the entity for evil. Like, he's just a representation of terribleness in the world, which is not really true for any one person in America, I think. I hope not. But that's just my mindset, man.
Find out that more and more Americans don't agree with them. The average American now faced, as you point out in the last segment, faced with Biden's millions of illegal immigrants, faced with the total collapse of crime in big cities, faced with the inflation rate that's eating up our family budgets. You go down the list, and they're going, let me get this straight. Donald Trump is fighting for me, and they are fighting against Donald Trump. And what that does is it makes Trump stronger. His current numbers in a Republican primary are so staggering that I doubt if he'll be in a single debate between now and getting the nomination, because there's no reason for him to. He's 25, 30 points ahead of anybody else. And the reason is he is seen by everybody on the right as the one person with the courage and the strength to stand between them and a truly crazy left-wing establishment. And we know it's true because we've now watched him take this beating for 7 straight years, and he's still standing. It's an astonishing performance.
Yeah, what about the GOP elite types, the establishment types? You saw some of them trotted out today. You hear about John Cornyn or Thune or Todd Young. Bill Barr said it would be a disaster. Trump would get nothing done in another term. What about all those characters?
Well, I think that's what you get in a period of really dramatic party change. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt took over the Democratic Party, their previous nominee, Al Smith, left the Democratic Party because it had changed too much for him. I think these things happen. Donald Trump represents a dramatic reorganization of American politics. He's turning the...
He does? I did not know that.
Republican Party into the working class party. The Democrats are becoming the party of the elite wealthy, sort of the John Kerry windsurfing party. And that is a radical transition in American politics. And frankly, some of the old-time Republicans are going to be happier windsurfing with John Kerry than they are going to be eating hot dogs with Donald Trump.
Man, that was crazy. I'm going to try to find that actual speech of Donald Trump there getting a standing ovation.
Why you held on to those documents when you knew the federal government was seeking them and then had given you a subpoena to return them?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Can I talk?
Yeah, what's the
mind?
answer?
Do you mind?
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to... You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Oh. And this is what they're mad about, bro. He said she's a nasty person, and the crowd started laughing and cheering on a CNN, which is, I think CNN represents the Democratic. But I mean, I need to know more context about this because this doesn't seem that bad to me. But
It's very simple. You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
Can you answer why you held on to the documents?
I was negotiating, and we were talking to NARA.
so that's all that was. I mean, they were laughing and cheering. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but you're saying this is an abomination. It's kind of dramatic. But anyways, if you have any more suggestions for me, comment down below, email me, and I'll reach back out to y'all, and I'll see you on the next one.